video games. The inhabitants of Kingsport say and think many things about the terrible old man, which generally keep him safe from the attention of gentlemen like Mr. Unpronounceable Word and his colleagues, despite the almost certain fact that he hides a fortune of indefinite magnitude somewhere about his musty and venerable abode. Sour beer. Yeah, I hate that shit. Like smoky ones tastes like shit. Anyway, sorry. He is in truth a very strange person, believed to have been a renowned sea captain in his day. He is so old. Like just setting him up for a joke. He is so old that no one can remember when he was young. And so, I don't know what taciturn, that few know his real name. Beyond the gnarled trees in the front yard of his aged and neglected place near the Sea of Water Street, folks say he maintains a strange collection. They say that throughout his ancient abode are many empty bottles, and they say that the terrible old man speaks to these bottles, addressing them by name and engaging in all manner of peculiar conversations. Those who have watched the old man speak to his bottles do not watch him again. But Ricci, an unpronounceable name, and Silva were not of Kingsport. They were of that brazen and opportunistic criminal stock which find themselves ever moving to remain inches ahead of the law, ignorant of town gossip. They saw in the terrible old man merely a tottering, almost helpless, unpopular graybeard. Graybeard. They were really quite sorry for the lonely old man, but to a robber whose soul is in his profession, there is a lore about a very old and feeble man who pays for his few necessities with Spanish gold. They selected the night of April 11th for their call. Miss Ricci and Mr. Silva were to interview the poor old gentleman, whilst Mr. Unpronounceable Name waited for them in their presumable metallic burden with a covered carriage on Ship Street. They fear it might be unpleasant work, making the terrible old man loquacious concerning his hoarded gold and silver, but the screams of a weak and exceptionally venerable man can be easily muffled. Sorry. Waiting seemed very long to Mr. Unpronounceable Name in the carriage on Ship Street as hours passed without their return. Had the old man died before revealing where his treasure was hidden and a search became necessary? Suddenly he heard hideous screams from the ancient house. He had not told his colleagues to be as gentle as possible with the pathetic old sea captain. Then it was quiet, and still the two did not emerge. And the difficulties only increase. The loot goal. Sorry, that was a very long intro. Do I bother with higher difficulty? It seems to be like a story-based one, so it's just higher loot, and it's optional anyway. So I guess we play on hardest difficulty if it's going to be optional no matter what. So we find our... Oh, so we play Mr. Unpronounceable Name. We have to find Ricci and Silva inside the house, escape in the carriage once you're done, and optionally steal 7,800 loot. No, I don't really remember how the story went. It was like 3 people wanted to steal shit and then they get folded. Left for a lodging house for women. We enter. Not making sure there is no rustler about. Not open until the evening. No vacancies after sundown. Clear out by morning. No exceptions! I'm checking my horses. Not my carriage. No? What do we have with us? Lantern, spyglass. Okay, health potion. Don't be too much reading. Okay. Okay. We barely made it out of Salem with our heads on our shoulders. The whole job was a bust. First, unpronounceable name couldn't get the horses to calm down after they started freaking out about a rat or something in the road. And then Silva could barely get his fat ass over the garden wall. We caused such a ruckus that 2 guards came outside and drew swords on me immediately. Silva managed to finally get over the wall in the nick of time and landed on one guard while I drew my blade fast enough to gut the other, but that's not even the worst part. So we're like complete pieces of shit. We're not just robbers, we're gutting guards now. Like we are actual trash. See, 5 steps into the manor and the alarm goes off. That half-wit bartender didn't mention cameras. No, I'll tell you one thing. Silva didn't have a problem clambering back up the wall when arrows were flying at us. He practically left me in the dust while 3 men were lobbing arrows at me. One took off not just my hat, but the skin off of my head. Dude got scalped trying to escape. We're on the move again, and next time there's going to be no mistakes. We passed through Beverly on our way to Kingsport. The law had already gotten wind of our antics last night, and I'd rather we not get arrested only a stone's throw away from the crime itself. What I wouldn't do for a nice, soft bed about now. Silva's been driving me insane lately. He snores all night long, and during the day, the fool keeps mumbling the same poetry aloud to himself out of his little book. Curse whatever wench taught him to read back in Marblehead. He just keeps reading that little poetry book over and over again. We stopped at a bar just on the outskirts of Kingsport earlier. An unpronounceable name was able to get some info on a local legend of sorts. Some dusty old sea captain that pays with gold doubloons. We asked around real casual like, and it seems that the rumors might be true. This could be our big break if Silva doesn't mess it up again. I'll case the joint early tomorrow morning, and if it looks good, we'll hit the place later that night and be gone. The place looks like the real deal. Just an old fool talking to bottles and leaving a fortune laying around to collect dust. I'm almost sorry for the old kook, but we're practically doing him a favor putting this money back into circulation. Ain't no way he can spend all that gold in the few hours he's got left. After this job, no more living out of a carriage. We live here? Just call it front door key. We can settle down on a farm upstate and live off of the fruit of the land. Maybe this old man got a library. I'll snatch a few books for Silva, assuming it doesn't make too much noise on the job. We'll see. Okay. Noisemaker. Backgammon. Thank God it was a book you don't read. Nothing hiding in my boot or nothing. You know, it's probably a good idea to just... Alright. Lock the, Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the chat... Oh. Yeah. I don't know if that is, Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. A little bit better now, I think. Food not works. I like this though. I feel like this has nothing to do with the rest of like the actual story, but you know. You get like a little town leading up to the old man's house. I'm assuming. Still being a little bit sluggish. Maybe a little bit better now. Miss Scusi. Like a robber's mark or something. Maybe it's a little bit better now. Sorry, my computer old. Rusted. And busted. Symbolism. True. Dude, my fucking frame's been rustled. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think I set the graphics to max because I was doing something in the game. Forgot to set them back to normal. But no, this is like I know homeless people have like mark-ins, but I think like burglars and robbers do too. There literally is a hobo code, yes. Like they carve markings into like a fence post and be like, oh, friendly owners. Like, oh, they'll give you food. Or like, oh, they'll fucking kill you if you don't get the fuck out of here. Literally homeless, dude. You're literally homeless. Just get a house. No vaulting through there. Take on the tree. Moss arrow, who knows? Are there moss arrows in Darkmount? I don't remember. You saw a unique anti-hobo installment today. Tell me about it. Let's check. What do we have? One noisemaker, which I hope we will not need. They play the high, almost painful noise. They play the alarm alarm for the homeless. Hmm? Weird. Is this a cannonball? Hold on, what is this? It's got like a cannonball on display. So far, mission looks kinda alright, actually. I mean, we do have a noisemaker arrow, but if it's an old man, we might not... Oh, Jesus. We might not actually, like, need it. I don't think he's gonna have guards or, like... a dog or some shit. Sorry, let me see if I can read that newspaper real quick. Oh, wow. The Kingsport Daily Star. Tourists visit Rockport to gawk at miraculous catch. On October 1st, an unidentified creature of distinctly curious origin, bearing no discernible eyes, mouth, or appendages, was caught by one Joseph Campbell of the coast of Rockport, esteemed marine biologist, professional... Can't even speak English anymore, I'm sorry. Professional fishermen and curious spectators have all come to gawk at the miraculous catch, but so far, no viable guesses have been made as to the nature of the creature. Better living through steam. Wow. Organized crime on the rise, says Governor of Massachusetts. I think there's two S's in Massachusetts. On both S's. After a failed robbery attempt on his second vacation home, Governor Peters has announced his intentions to deploy the Massachusetts Colonial Militia to actively patrol key colony infrastructures and government buildings. Listen, if it's not true how you spell Massachusetts in the way that I say it, don't look it up. Don't make me look like a fool. The public have been assured that these measures are essential for both the continued operation of local government and the safety of the governor's vacation homes, plural, vacation homes, during his turbulent time. Well, what's next? An attempted burglary of his third vacation house? Perish the thought, please. If someone has to be robbed, now I'm not saying rich people deserve to be robbed, but if someone has to be robbed, like you have to choose someone, maybe it's the dude who has multiple vacation homes. Oh, you could just go through the window. The real entrance for a real thief. Unlike me. Peculiar. Boarded up. I do too. It looked like the old man is taking care of the place. He's a fellow backgammon player, though. I almost don't want to rob him now. He's got such good taste in board games. Can I just... This is my lean forward key. This is one of the problems with the dark mod. There we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, backgammon in real life is not good, but when we're pretending in a video game, during the role play, we'll pretend that we are an avid backgammon player. And if that is the man's wife. The man does not love wife, he only loves bottles. And he has 3 flash bombs, apparently. This is taking a weird turn. Instruments of whaling. It may come as a surprise to the aspiring whaler that the flash bomb, a tool frequently criticized by the public for its link to criminal activity, was first developed as an ingenious tool for countering the natural defenses of some of the whaling industry's most desirable catches. These pressure-sensitive devices are often employed to blind the incredibly elusive northern Oculus whale, who until the invention of the flash bomb were thought too difficult to capture for viable whaling. Dropped into the water, they can be pre-calculated to sink just below the habitat depth of the Oculus whale and explode from the pressure, blinding the vulnerable eyes on the creature's underbelly and forcing them to surface. It almost sounds plausible. Not gonna lie to you, it sounds like intelligent enough to be real. Would not be a Lovecraft inspired mission without a ton of books, I suppose. Yeah, I've never read Moby Dick myself, but it's one of those school books, I believe. They usually keep secrets in a bookcase. An abridged version. No, when I was a kid, they would have all kinds of shit in books. Like when I was a kid, in history class, they gave us the uncensored Mein Kampf. I'm thinking, well, you're in the germosphere, so... Ooh, loot. Oh! His dagger broke. Nobody owns that, I can assure you. To be honest, despite what you think, you'd probably... That's like one of those books you should read uncensored, because, like... What's the point of reading that book if it's censored? Like, you know how many fucking different versions of the Bible there is? Like, oh, I'd like an abridged version of my Bible, please. Like, fuck is wrong with you? I have an abridged Christian faith. That's what I'm saying from a critical, because it'll teach you to be, like, critical. It'll teach you to, like, ignore whatever opinion you have, one way or the other, just for the school assignment. Missing. Wonder if one of the other boys we showed up we're here with tried to yoink the portrait. Written up badly. You know, I lied about that. I never read it. Is it written poorly? The man was not a book author, as far as I know. But you can correct me on that one. You own a dick? You guys know that, speaking of, burglary, if anyone actually, wants to make a big profit, I know someone who's keeping ivory around. It's not me, though. I would have pawned that shit for booze a long time ago. Anyway, a flash of lightning illuminated my last glimpses of the world as I knew it. Writhing tendrils and heinous claws held the ship aloft, lifting us from the water as though it were presenting our meager vessel as an offering to the gods. With a crack louder than thunder, my vessel was split in twain, and I was sent overboard with the rest of my crew as they slid helplessly from their bunks into the cold below. I thought not of my crew in that moment, pushing and shoving my way through the torrential rain and lashing waves for even a fragment of hull to cling to. Mate Ellis, bless the boy, cried for help as either sea or demon tried to take him below. I did not even look at him. I let him drown as I gathered more loose planks that I might yet survive on my own boat of pride. Again, a wayward glance cast down showed me even more of what lurked below, a foul appendage dragging me to meet it. In like every book he writes, isn't it about like the same tentacly boys? Now, I love Lovecraft stories, but they are a little bit samey. Two worlds? Okay. The scribbles are backwards. Pain. Yeah, the second way is how you spell it. I'm pretty sure. What, you've got like a museum up here. Jack Scarface. Not to head on Dark Mod, but their like signs are kind of ugly. It's just a texture like this or a model, and it's just a font. Like it's literally just text. He got one whole of these just for Jack, and then another one for Scarface. It's a bit silly. Not all Darkmod missions are like this though, but yeah, with a capital F too. Long Tom. Spanish Joe. We need a key for that one. I'm guessing it gets boring because he knew he invented something unique at least. And it was just worth expanding on. Peters. Mate Alice. Whispers in the darkness. Yeah. Like, I'm sure all his stuff is, like, decent. My favorite is, of course, Innsmouth. Or indeed Innsmouth. Wait. This seems like a trap. Hold on. Yeah, he did have quite a big, vocabulary, didn't he? Boat-related art. Imagine they were power kegs just to keep up with the theme. Oh! You've got an eerie blue glow in there. Might be moonlight, by the way. It might not be eerie whatsoever. Oh, that's not... I literally didn't even notice. My settings were too bad. It's not loot even. That was very clever though. Use of that, I like that. Very good. 1, too skinny. 2, tendrils too short. 3, too fat. 4, eyes too wide. 5, face too symmetrical. 6, too much like number 1. 7, tendrils too long. These are a list of an eldritch woman's icks, I imagine. I awoke among the scattered debris of my ship on the shore of Kingsport, my eyes burning after witnessing the beauty of the depths. For years afterwards, I hoped my sight would return to normal, that my mind would rid itself of its memories of what lies beyond the briny veil. But I know now it was a gift. Long I was haunted by the memory of my crew struggling to keep afloat, the cries of Mate Ellis stirring me in my sleep. For what did they die for, if I could not describe what killed them? How does one describe a world that defies description? How does one paint with colors none can see? How do I sculpt a beauty that could never be contained in any medium? My attempts weren't for naught, however, for now that I no longer reject this gift, there are no secrets hidden from me, nothing I cannot find, and I have found my crew once more. I found them at the end of a bottle. Yeah, I mean, see all your buddies just die, you try to just save yourself. Oh shit. Where everyone act cool. Oh. Do you think the Japanese would have no problems dealing with Cthulhu and company? They eat a lot of squid, is what I'm saying. I feel like a calamari ring or two could have been made out of Cthulhu's ass. Should he appear out of the depths off the coast of Okinawa or some shit. Damn. That was kind of well hidden, actually. I like that. Cthulhu could become a buffet item. The old man. Oh, shit. Yoink! The old man is here. Yes. Simply walk away. So we found Ricci and Silva. And now we escape, I guess. Yeah, he doesn't seem too old. He seems spry. I mean, I shouldn't, I shouldn't talk up the man who murdered my two, brothers in crime. Partners in crime is the actual term, sorry. But you know, he seemed in good spirit, in good condition. Unlike his, shipmates, though, you might say. Hope he's not. You know, it's not uncommon for the older generation. Okay, so he does patrol back and forth, but he doesn't come back to the room he was in. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to get 7,800 loot. We have 2,000. I guess that secret loot room will contain quite a bit. Yeah, it's an old saying by these people. Whatever that noise was. Don't remember what settings I got the AI senses set at, but it's not on the easiest. Let's just put it like so. Oh shit. Damn, his boys. His boys renders behind the glass. Oh shit. The glass bottles. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, and they have a loot. Okay. It's not gonna be as hard as I thought, but I should have looted in here before I went upstairs. A wicked limb wrapped itself around my body as I plunged ever deeper into the abyss, the air leaving me faster than the light as I finally reached the strange nightmare world the beast inhabited. I beheld a colorless, empty void as an intense pressure began to distort my form, compressing me into an inhuman mass as my flesh and bone felt they would soon give way. It was only as I began to die that my eyes began to see. They showed me a myriad of vibrant colors, many I cannot begin to describe nor paint with the primitive colors of man. It was not a void either. I began to see there were so many beautiful creatures there, all peering and prodding at me with intense curiosity. Some were larger than anything I had seen and held forms so abstract I could not imagine their inner workings. Others appeared more human in shape, with long protruding tendrils on their heads and skin with the texture of rubber. Not too long or too short tendrils, I hope. They don't like that. Oh, it's literally a pile of coins. It'd be that pirate's booty. Don't remember the other one. We did, however, play, I think, one fan mission for Thief that had a boat that was attacked by like the Kraken. But I don't believe the Kraken is Lovecraft. I think that's Norse mythology, but I could be wrong. You have. Didn't I bind my treasure key? Foolish me. Oh my lord, gold bars. I hope the treasure isn't cursed. I'm pretty sure that map, sorry, the fan mission with the Kraken attacking the ship, is made by none other than Spoonman, who also released a mission recently. And according to some, legendary memester for missions. Mostly great. His most recent one I didn't play yet. But the one before that, it was like a series of just... Oh, Jesus. Logitech mouse. Forgive that. Sorry. It was a series of different missions. I think like 2 or 3 maybe were like part of like the same story. One of them I remember was like the 40,000 foot Crayman or whatever. You're like in an apartment building. Jesus Christ. An office building. I was losing my mind today. We actually got the loot goal. It was great. And all the other missions that followed that was great. I was a big fan of that mission. Or the mission campaign as a whole. Highly recommend playing. Nice. There's a boy in here. Library. You know, I feel like that would just be like an aquarium. You know, I'm not a fish enthusiast, but boy, do they look nice as furniture. Have you read every one of these books? Yeah, absolutely. Look information up. Would you like to know some info about a 1700s, like, or 1800s Spanish galleon? Don't worry, let me try to find the book that I had somewhere. Hold on, it's somewhere around here. Wait right here while I go into my library to find it. Oh, the kitchen? We didn't go here. I didn't find this place. Now, do not walk into me, please. Thank you. Now we follow the man out of here. Isn't he? Oh, there was. You should not have applied whatever this effect is that darkened them because shit is rendering above them. Looks a bit amateurish, but it might be his first ever mission, who knows. I don't think I checked him out, but I like it. Don't see me. Like holding my breath. It was so bright and I thought he would just turn around and like in a moment's notice. You go there, I wonder? He step on the cannonball that I threw onto the floor. He don't. I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it. Rip, Richie. Rip, Silva. And the man with the fucked up name gets to live. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Little things make considerable excitement in little towns, which is the reason that Kingsport people talked all that spring and summer about the three unidentifiable bodies, horribly slashed as with many cutlasses, and horribly mangled as by the tread of many cruel boot heels, which the tide washed in. And some people even spoke of things as trivial as the deserted carriage found on Ship Street, or certain especially inhuman cries, probably of a stray animal or migratory bird, heard in the night by wakeful citizens. But in this idle village gossip, the terrible old man took no interest at all. He was by nature reserved, and when one is aged and feeble, one's reserve is doubly strong. Besides, so ancient a sea captain must have witnessed scores of things much more stirring in the far-off days of his unremembered youth.